Good morning. All right, so got off to a little bit of a slow start today. Some little technical issues, but we are on. It's 6:34 in the morning. The sun is up. The birds are chirping outside. I had a thought this morning. I was like, it's getting darker and darker earlier and well, the earlier in the morning it is, it's getting darker. So I got to get into my head that I'm going to be running in the dark if I'm going to be outside, especially during the end of the fall and into the winter. A small tidbit. Answer this to yourself. Does do the days get longer in the summer or in the winter? Common misconception is people think, well, during the summer the days get longer, and in the winter days get shorter, because the days are shorter in the winter, but the days are longer, and the days are longer in the summer than in the winter, right? But if you think of when is the shortest day of the year, the shortest day of the year is December 22nd, the winter solstice. So if December 22nd is the shortest day of the year, then every day after that should be getting longer, right? So because it starts at the shortest day of the year and all through the winter, the days actually get longer. But because they are the sun isn't up as long, we think of it as the winter as being the days that it gets shorter, but it's actually getting shorter there. And then the first day of summer is actually the longest day, which is the summer solstice, and then the days get shorter throughout the summer, right? So it's actually the opposite, and this happens a lot in life where where what seems to be true is not really true. It's really the opposite. And so, so just a thought that popped into my head this early morning. So what I'm doing this morning, let me share a little bit. So yesterday I talked about how so one of the things I have an issue with is I have all these things going on in my head right now, and I have my job, which is challenging enough, and then I have podcasting, and I'm trying to learn how to do all this and get the Cosmic Matters going. This Matters, I did an episode of This Matters yesterday. I want to get these Morning Matters videos I'm doing every day. And so I have all this content into things that I want to talk about, and then organizing that. So that's in my head on top of my job, which is a lot of follow-up in solar sales and chasing people down and doing a ton of paperwork. So there's a lot of stuff going on there. And then I have my health and the running that I'm doing and getting to the gym. I got to put that in the schedule. And then on top of that, I'd like to start my own business as far as helping students and younger people get into solar cells as well. So that company is called Bright Futures. So there's a plethora of things in my head, and all the time while I'm doing one thing, all of a sudden another thing pops, another thing, and it's very challenging to stay focused on one thing because there's so much stuff going on. So what I did is this morning, I don't know if you could see that. Let's see. So I just kind of made a nice little to-do list for myself. And basically the way the to-do list works is, I put the 4 categories that are going on: my work, the This Matters podcasting stuff, Bright Futures, and my personal life. And now I can, in the morning, what I'll do tomorrow, I just made this morning, is, or probably after we wrap up here, as I'll take all the work stuff I got to do and put it in this list. So you see it says ABC and then yes and no. So ABC is, after I write down the things and get them out of my head, so my head is not all clogged, I'll write these things down, and then I'll organize them in A, B, and C. And so that way, when I'm like, all right, let's get some work done, let me tackle the most important things first. And I'm not going to go through urgent and necessary whole concept of time management. Maybe we'll do that on another podcast. But So then I'm gonna put that down, and then I'll try to break it up into. I try to break things down. Like if it's something big, I'll try to break it down into even smaller tasks to get done, so I can get a lot of things done and feel good, get some dopamine popping in my brain. So I'll write down a whole bunch of work to dos, and then at the end, at the end when I make tomorrow's list or the next day's list, then I'll just check off, did I get this done, yes or no, and write it. I'll just basically put a check, because I'll print this out. Actually, I like paper. I'm an old school guy, right? So I like paper. I like the physical feeling of checking something off as opposed to, typing a yes. Oh, no. So that's not as exciting. I like checks. So I got my work. I got this matters. I got break futures and a personal, and that way I can just work on my A's, and then the next day do the same thing and organize it again. So I'll print out a bunch of these sheets and I'll start working on them, or maybe I'll even put them online here so you guys can see them, what I'm working on, what I'm getting done. But anyway, so that's going to organize my brain a little bit and get me from jumping all over the place, and never feeling accomplished, because I start one thing, and like yesterday, with the shooting of, and oh man, I should have even started this with thinking about, with remembering 9/11. Let me take a moment to think about that. And it was literally 2 hours from now when the towers were hit. I remember exactly what I was doing. I was actually working for Vector Marketing at that time, and selling the Cutco. And I remember I was going to, I saw the first plane get hit, and I was getting up in the morning, going out and putting out flyers. I used to go to Stony Brook University and literally put flyers on every single car in their big giant parking lot to try to recruit college students. So I would go there right after first period, and start flyering in the parking lot. And so I remember the first plane hit. I was on my way. I was getting ready to leave. I think it was around 8:40, and so the first plane hit, and I was watching it on TV, and I was like, wow. And at that time, I remember distinctly where I was. I was looking at the TV, just about ready to go out, leave the house, and at that time, everyone thought it was just like a mistake, like it was like an error. It wasn't like an attack at that moment. It was like, oh my gosh, this incredible accident happened. And I was watching it as if it was, just an accident, not an attack. And I was like, wow, it's crazy. And then I left the house. This was before I guess, were there cell phones? I guess there were cell phones. But then I went to the parking lot. I drove to Stony Brook, and then I started flyering and putting out flyers. And so I wasn't watching the news. I wasn't, on social media or anything like that. And I remember there was a girl walking in the parking lot going to like the bus stop, because everyone parks their car and they go to the bus stop, and the bus takes them to their classes and whatnot. And she just came up to me, and she was like crying. And I was like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And she was like, we're going to war. And then she and she literally knelt down on her knees and was like crying. And I'm like, I came over to her. I'm like, are you okay? She's like, no. She's like, we're going to go to war, and this is crazy. And, I don't even know why I'm here today. And so I was like, I didn't even really understand what the heck she was talking about. And so I just kept flying. I literally went like another hour or so flying cars. And then I went home, and then I saw the whole thing that was going on. It was pretty crazy after that. So that was my 9/11 back in 2001. So yesterday was crazy, because Charlie Kirk was unfortunately shot. And I did a quick impromptu This Matters live. If you want to watch that, we did a bunch of talk about a buddy of mine on, who I used to do a podcast with. And it was pretty crazy, some of the things that were going on, the timing of that event. Now, my friend was posting some stuff that was put on Truth Social. That was weird. It was very freaky. It was like things were posted with timestamps, but he was looking it up on Google. So I don't know how true it was, or if he was looking up things and maybe somebody was trolling with the timestamps and everything. But like, things were timestamped from Trump for September 11th, but yesterday was September 10th. And it was like, why is he posting things timestamped tomorrow? And so And the other thing about it was interesting is that the documentary, and that's not what this morning's about, but the documentary today for the Tucker Carlson's documentary was like a 5-part series that was coming out on the 9/11 attacks, which in my opinion were a distraction, were to take us to war. And I'm not going to go through all the stuff and what I believe was true, what I believe we did and not did, and that stuff. I'll do that on another time. That's not for this particular format. But the point being is, this was a big takeaway from what was going to be an in-depth look into the 9/11 attacks. But now the unaliving of Mr. Kirk is now dominating the news feeds. So I'm not going to speculate anything past that. Just basically going to state the facts, and that's the facts there. So, that being said, I'm up. It's day 11 of 9/11. Wish people. One of the things I promote all the time is don't think about I have to, think about I get to. And so this journey of running every morning, I think of it as I start off. I'm not perfect. I start off by like I got to get up, and I catch myself and I say I get to get up, especially on a day like this. Remember all the people who wish they could still get up today. So I got to get up. I got to do this little chat with you this morning, and I get to run and help my health and my body, and I'm going to enjoy it because of that. So to have the attitude of gratitude early in the morning here. So all the problems that we have, there's that saying where it's not really saying, but the old story of somebody was complaining about their problems, and another person says, well, let me take you to a place where nobody has problem, where there's no problems. No problems exist. And he drives them to a cemetery. All right. So your problems and the things that we call challenges and the things we have to overcome are just affirmations of life. Right. So that's what life is about. Life is not about just coasting and everything going right. The life is about, no matter how much money you have, no matter how great of a family you have, no matter how much you love everything, no matter what's going right in your life, there's always problems, right? And so and that's not a bad thing. If we look at those things as challenges to overcome and affirmations of why we're alive. So in my head, I have the problem of, man, I'm going to be tired, and like my legs and back are going to hurt in about another 30 minutes or so when I get on the road and start running. But yeah, I get to do it, and I get to have that problem, and I'm thankful for it. So having the attitude of gratitude. So anyway, so I found to wrap up this morning's Morning Matters, I found another Jim Rohn piece. It's kind of interesting how YouTube, now this was happening even before the algorithm got good, but I found a good video. Actually, no, I have to stream it from here, don't I? Oh, I almost forgot. Before I even do that, I forgot I got to read my goals. I guess, you know what, subconsciously, I didn't want to read it because I didn't want to go over it because I know I messed up my eating yesterday again. And I hate that I keep failing at that. But, one of the things we need to do, we don't need to do it. We don't have to do it. We get to do. One of the things we get to do is go over our goals every morning. So let me do that real quick. Share the image. We'll do this very quickly, and then I'll get to another Jim Rohn thing that I was like, man, this is on point every single time. It's on point. So now you can, by the way, you don't have to sit around and watch me talk about my goals. You should write your own goals. Write your own goals. Write your own goals. Have your own dreams, and sit down and take this time to go over your mission. What are you doing today? Why did you wake up? So these are my two focuses that I'm accomplishing. So my birthday's in 2 days, so I have 367 days to accomplish this stuff. Decrease my bad debt by $25,000, buy $10,000 of Tesla stock, save $7,000, raise my credit score by 150 points. My health, I'm gonna have my A1C at 6.5 or lower. My average blood sugar under 150. I got to check that. I'm going to check. I always check my blood sugar after I run. And I know that's the worst time to check it because obviously after I've done running for a while, my body is breaking down things to give me energy. And so obviously my blood sugar is high. So I got to check it before I go out. So I don't know what it is right now, but I'm going to check it. Get my weight down under 250 pounds or less. Complete a half marathon, 13 miles. Bench press 315 and squat 225 for 10. So I am going to the gym today. I'm actually, one of the things, I haven't gone to the gym yet this week and it's already Thursday. So I got to catch up on that. And so what I did is I talked to a friend and I said, let's meet up at the gym. So that's what we're doing. And then my disciplines, weekly budget video. So I'll be doing my first one of those this Friday. Work daily on getting my income to $112,347. That's what I need to accomplish all those things at the top. I still have no clue. I spent time yesterday. I had 3 solar appointments. Only one actually was home, and that one didn't really pan out too well. Not going to go through the details of that, but today I got a lot of stuff. It's my day off, so my day off means I get to do a lot of work and catch up on paperwork and stuff that I'm going to be doing today for solar. And they make daily videos and weekly podcasts, which is what I'm doing right now. So that's all good. Health, jog every day. I've been pretty good with that one. Done it every day for 11 days. Gym, minimum 3 days a week. I gotta start. I gotta get there. And 17/7 intermittent fasting. Started 2 and ended 9. I definitely ate after 9 o'clock. It was like 11:30 when I ate yesterday, and I started eating. I ate something at like 10 o'clock on the way to my first appointment. Nothing big, but it was like a sucking candy, and I shouldn't have ate that. I mean, I'll take those things out of my car. So yeah, I totally failed on the intermittent fasting yesterday. So when we fail, we try again and get back up on the horse. So today, waiting until 3, and then I usually wait until 2:33, sometime in the middle there, so I can eat again last meal between 9:30 and 10. So there we go. Those are the disciplines, and yeah. I'm glad I actually just read those over because it just, again, reminds me of what I need to get done. So, and what's important to me and what I need to do to get there. So let me find this latest Jim Rohn video and then we'll play that. Sorry, I didn't have it prepared before I started, but let me just take a second here. Look at my history. I really been getting into this this guy who's walking around. By the way, I'm going to be doing my. He walks around basically with like a whole keyboard and stuff, and he finds these musicians in New York City, and like I think it looks like not Central Park, Washington Square. It looks like, and he just has these people sing, and he makes beats. It's really cool. He's got this whole like get up where it's like on his shoulders. So, but anyway, all right. So I found the Jim Rohn thing. This video. Oops, Jim, jumping right in, man. Jeez. All right, so it's called "If You Want to Be Wealthy and Happy." So we're gonna listen to this. It's only 12 minutes long. I might jump in. Let me bring it up on stage here. Let me share my screen. Let me pull it out. Give me 2 seconds here. There we go. All right, bring Jim up. Let's get a little positiveness in our morning routine here, and then we'll get going. Quick, easy, and to the point. If I can find out where I put Jim. Where did I put him? Jim, my boy. Where'd you go? I'll get the hang of this one day. I need like a Jamie. I need a Jamie. Why can't I find him? That's not it. I shared the screen and the screen disappeared. Let's try again. It's right there. I could see it. It's obviously somewhere. I'm sorry. You get to guys watch my incompetence. Oh, there it is. It's way down there. All right. Now we're good. All right. Let's listen to Jim. Wealthy and happy. Teach us, Jim. No, I'm ready to go right now. Like that's I don't really need much more than what I just heard, but yeah, learn to work harder on yourself than on your job. And that's something that, it's funny because I just made this to-do list this morning. I showed in the beginning of the live, and I um talking specifically about the video you were playing. We can hear. Oh, well, so what? I'm putting, the point is to react. You can just go watch the video yourself. If you want to just watch the video, go watch it. So I'm reacting to the video and my thoughts as it goes. It's called Morning Matters. So but thank you for being here, Renee. I appreciate it. It's funny though, when I did my to-do list this morning, I made the work first, and then I put the This Matters Bright Future, and I put personal last. That's kind of interesting, so just to think about my mindset going into that and how I did it. Maybe I need to listen to Jim a little bit more. All right, let's listen a little bit more. Give me a second. Are you saying that you can't hear this video, Renee? While this video is playing, you can't hear it? Now I need to check. Hold on. Turn the speakers on my other. Oh, you can't hear the video. That sucks. Why not? That is interesting. Good to know. Well, then I'm just going to cut it. We'll cut it here then if you can't hear it. I know a way to do it. I thought if I shared my screen, you guys would be able to hear this video. But thank you for that. And I appreciate that you're here to let me know, because I would have just kept going on and on without you guys hearing videos. All right. So then what I got to do is for tomorrow, I'll download the video and play it from there. I thought if I just shared my screen that the audio would play there. So cool. Well, we're learning. So morning 3, Renee, thanks for being around, and thanks. And I'm gonna go get on the road and get to running, and then by tomorrow I'll have another problem to fix. No, I'll figure it out. Basically, I know what I have to do. I have to download the video and then play it, as opposed to I thought I could just share my screen and play it, but apparently that's not how I do it. So, all right, well, I will be live running or jogging on TikTok or on YouTube in about 20 minutes or so. Put my shoes on, I'll stretch a little bit, and then get on the road. So, hope you all have a wonderful morning. I'll see you tomorrow at 6:30, not 6:34, 6:30, and take the time, make your goals, and start your morning off right. Talk to you soon. Remember, your morning matters.